Yeah, so many Christians. I mean, we as Christians over the years, we've claimed so many promises in the scriptures. We've read the scriptures and we've seen, for the lack of a better word, positive promises in the scriptures, and we've claimed them. We've always been claiming them, such as promises such as the Lord shall supply the Lord shall supply all my needs according to His riches in glory. Will trample on snakes and scorpions. The Lord shall deliver us from that, from this, from I mean, there are so many, you know, for the lack of a better word, promises. I mean, positive promises in the scriptures. However, we also have not so good promises, so to say, not so good, promises, not so good to the flesh promises in the scriptures, such as the one in the book of Second Timothy chapter 3 verse 12. So let's read what it says. Now, Second Timothy chapter 3 verse 12 says, "Ye and all that will live godly, that is, all believers, ye and all that will live godly in Christ Jesus, shall suffer persecution. Shall suffer persecution." I mean, that's a promise. I mean, Paul was writing to Timothy and he was trying to tell him that you and all other people that will, follow Christ, so to say, will suffer persecution. He was trying to give him a warning, like it's like a promise, like it's a necessity. I mean, he was just trying to tell him that be ready, be prepared for this. It's a necessity. It's a necessity. It must come. You understand? But then, Christians today will just neglect those promises because they are actually promises. You might tag them as negative, might tag them as bad or evil, but they are also promises. So it comes with the package of being a child of God, because it says, "Ye, ye and all that, and all that will live godly in Christ Jesus." So as long as you are in Christ Jesus, you must. It's a must. It says, "Shall suffer persecution." It's as if Paul knew that it was a necessity. I mean, he knew that it was a necessity. And meanwhile, let's remember that Jesus himself said, "If they did this to me," I mean, no servant is greater than his master. So if they did this to me, and you are my people, you are my servants, you are my children, they will also do this to you. So Jesus himself warned us about persecution. The apostles warned us about persecutions. I don't know what our pastors today are preaching. All we'll see is the for the lack of a better word, positive promises in the scriptures. We never get to hear this side of the story, and we should understand that it's a full package. It comes to being children of God. We cannot do away with this. Of course, we are entitled to trample on snakes and scorpions. We're entitled to defeating enemy, casting out demons, doing this, doing that. But we are also entitled to these ones as well: persecution, you know hatred from the world, and all those other evil things that we might, evil in our own sense. So it comes with the package of being a child of God. So for us to be fully equipped as a child of God, we must you know see to it that we understand all the promises, be it in our own words, good or evil. We must understand that it comes with the package of being a Christian, so as not to be discouraged when we face such. So thank you, and I believe that God will help us through this journey of righteousness.